Hello! Have you heard of Yin Yoga or have no idea what that is? Maybe you've experienced it in a yoga class. Well, I'm going to tell you all about Yin Yoga. I'm going to do a little talking for about 10 minutes and then we'll go over to our mat and experience some yin poses. So if you are new or don't know me yet, my name is Adrienne Delorco. I am the founder of Yoga for Migraine, and big giveaway is happening only this week. We've got 2 more days, so definitely hit the post in the Yoga for Migraine Facebook group. I'll post it now also in the comments, but that is going to be a big giveaway where you can win a deluxe package of all of my on-demand yoga programs. So that's the Yoga for Migraine First Aid Kit, Deep Breath Yoga Nidra, and the Yoga Sampler. Not only you could win that, but if you tag somebody new and invite them to the Yoga for Migraine Facebook group, then they will win that as well. So good luck. I will post that now while we are getting ready to go, and then let's talk about Yin Yoga. All right, here I go. I'm copying the link, maybe. Can I do this and talk at the same time? Probably not. All right, looks like I need to just talk and not try to multitask, right? I'll post the link later. All right, so Yin Yoga is a great style of yoga for people living with migraine, and I will tell you why. It is a style that is relatively new. It's kind of like a evolution of multiple styles, but it became popular in the 70s and has evolved since then. And it is a practice that is very passive. It incorporates Chinese medicine and Taoist principles, so those ideas of yin and yang, yin being more passive, more feminine, cooler. And what also is a big feature of Yin Yoga are that we hold poses longer, could be even 5 minutes plus. So it's not an active like workout type of yoga practice, but the goal of Yin Yoga is to stretch beyond muscle and actually stretch your fascia, your connective tissue, your tendons and ligaments, which especially as we age, our fascia gets more brittle and you have less mobility. So it's incredibly important for both like active athletes and everyone as they age to really stretch your fascia. It's kind of, Yin Yoga is kind of to me like deep tissue massage. Like it kind of hurts, but it kind of feels good at the same time. So let me tell you about why it might feel intense. It's similar to restorative yoga. If you've done that with me or any other teacher, basically the goal of restorative yoga is to use props like we've got back here, right? We've got bolsters, blocks, blankets to support your relaxation and help you sustain a long pose without effort, which is similar to yin. However, the goal of restorative is to kind of like keep you before your edge of like intensity, like so you can just full out relax. I'd say the emphasis on yin is actually to get you to that edge. In yoga, we talk about the edge of like where it's starting to feel like more intense. You're feeling more sensation, bottom line. To get you there, not before your edge, to actually get you to your edge, and then you sustain that for longer. And so the emphasis is a little different. So you're gonna feel more intense sensation in yin, more stretching, deep stretching sensation, but you're not actively, using muscles in building muscle, if that makes sense. So it is very meditative, it's slow. In a yin yoga practice, there's maybe a handful of poses you would do in like an hour class, and you might be doing those poses for 4 or 5 minutes each. So I hope that helps you understand some of the differences that make yin yoga unique. if you have some other questions, pop them in the comments now. And if you're joining me live, hello everybody. Say hello, say hashtag live, show me some love. Where are you from? The next thing I wanted to talk about, is that some of the names of poses in Yin Yoga are a little bit different. It's like they're a slightly different spin on the classical Hatha Yoga form. So typically Yin Yoga poses don't use Sanskrit terminology, and it's like they are more like fun, like animal names. They're just slightly different. So as we practice, I'll show you, what it would be called in a traditional Hatha class and what Yin calls it. So why is Yin Yoga so helpful for migraine particularly? One, it is gentle. You're not exerting yourself physically. You're typically low to the ground. It's not like a flow vinyasa style up and down dog. You are just settling into a pose and hanging out there. So it's meditative, and then you can absolutely use props. Restorative yoga, that's like required. Props are required. But Yin Yoga, I would say props are optional for your body and whatever you want to get out of it. So it can be more of like a restorative, supported practice if you like it to be and if you need that. So it's gentle, it's stretching deep, it's very slow. And I think it's important for people living with migraine to actually experience sometimes having discomfort and pain in other parts of their body. It tells your brain, hey, I can experience the rest of my body equally as my head. Our head tends to take priority. And it gives us a way to practice just being with intense sensations and going through them and breathing through them and knowing that you're safe and that you're going to be okay. In Yin, to do Yin safely, if you notice any tingling, like maybe a nerve is compressed, that's a good indication to come out and make the pose a little less deep. Sharp shooting pain, take some breaths and then move out. But you will get comfortable, with some discomfort, and that's okay. And I want you to know as you do this, like, it's okay to breathe through discomfort. Tingling is when you want to move on out. Obviously, any increased, head pain, something like that, like you can adjust. So let's do it. Let me see if there's any questions before I get going. Hey, Sarah, and hi, Elena. So good to have you here. So for our practice today, actually all you need is your mat, but I brought some other props so that you can make it more comfortable. But many of these poses you can even do in bed as well. Okay, let's hop to it. I'm gonna bring my mic with me. All right. So we'll start with a butterfly pose, and I'm gonna have a little cushion to sit on to help my pelvis be in a helpful place. And I'm gonna have a bolster ready if you have one, or if you have a chair in front of you, that can help too for a forward fold. So for this butterfly, you're sitting on the edge of your blanket or just flat on the mat, and bring the soles of the feet together until you feel the first edge of sensation. You can feel a bit of stretch. So in Yin Yoga, there are 3 principles that you're trying to embody as you come into the pose. They're called tattvas. And the first one is you're going to come into the pose at the appropriate depth for you. And that's going to be different for everybody. Each day might be a different depth. You are going to be still in the pose. And the third one is you're going to hold it for a significant amount of time. So we are going to come into a forward fold, and I'll have a bolster ready to show you some options. So coming with your head forward, you can rest your bolster way up here. You can have it on your feet. You can have it on your mat, or simply let the head go. So coming to the appropriate depth for you, knowing that you can adjust if having your head supported feels better, change it. Sometimes it's nice too to rest your hands at your third eye. That can feel really soothing so that you have some support for the back of the neck. Let's hang out here for a couple minutes. And you'll notice how the sensations change the longer we stay in the pose. And you're just watching those sensations, watching how they pass. It's very normal in a yin practice. Once you've been in a pose for a while, you kind of start talking to your teacher in your head like, okay, can we get out now? At least I do that. But keep staying with it. And hold off on that urgency to change it. Give yourselves a few breaths before you make a decision to change or come out. See if you can commit to being here right now with whatever's going on. Deepen the breath to match what you're feeling in the body. You can think of your breath as like little massaging fingers that you can direct into areas that need some more TLC. And often as you stay in the pose, you'll get deeper and deeper. You'll be able to move closer to the earth. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath in butterfly. On your next inhale, use your fingers to slowly walk up, let the head hang, and then take one hand to the forehead to push your head back. So let us do a little bit to ease our legs. So bring the knees together, lean back and take one foot on either side of the mat. Windshield wiper those knees one way and the other. So that is called butterfly in yin, but in a standard hatha yoga class, that might be cobbler's pose, baddha konasana. So it's pretty much the same thing, just a little different spin, different name. Okay, let's do one more, right and left. Okay, and then we'll make a little pad for our hips. So open up your blanket if you have one. Totally optional. We're gonna lay on our bellies here and set up for Sphinx pose. So I've got my hips nicely padded, and I'm gonna take elbows under my shoulders, legs long behind you, feeling balanced. This is similar to Cobra, but we get to keep our forearms on the ground, so you can use less muscle, but it does get into the low back here. And then I'll show you a few options before you settle in on one for the next couple minutes. So you can stay here. To decrease the intensity on the low back, You can slide the elbows forward some. You can also take your bolster under your ribs, and that feels a lot easier. And so some days, on a higher pain day, this might feel better. Relax the neck and jaw. Commit to coming into the appropriate depth for you. Coming into stillness. And staying with it. Observing where the sensations feel more intense. Watching and being with those sensations. Offering your breath to help soothe and nourish you. As your mind is apt to jump to the future or past, bring it back to this moment. Bring it back to feeling your body, feeling your breath, feeling your low back. We'll stay here a few more moments. Your next exhale, we'll come down. Let's take left cheek to the mat. Your arms can come into a cactus goalpost here. And now slide your right knee up towards your hip. So resting here for a few moments. And then gently bring the right leg back. We'll come into Sphinx one more time. And maybe you want to try a slightly different variation. So take elbows under the shoulders. Maybe you want to bring in your bolster, or if you want to make it more intense, you can take your hands wide, more at the diagonal, and come into seal pose where your elbows do come up off the ground, arms straight. And this is the moment you check, is this the appropriate depth for you right now? Perhaps this is better, perhaps this is better, perhaps the bolster is where you need to be. And congratulate yourself for picking the best option. I know it's hard sometimes for us go-getters who want to get it just right to do an option that feels less physically active. So congratulate yourself if you pick that, if you pick a less intense option and are listening to your body. Breathing into sensation, letting yourself melt. Two more rounds of breath. And then exhale, take it down. We'll take right cheek to the mat, arms out, and then scoot your left knee up towards hip height. Rest here for a few moments. Let's bring the legs back together and flip yourself over. I think we'll get rid of this blanket for now as we come into Banana Asana, but you can also use this blanket for your head if you know you like to have a little head support. I'm gonna opt out of that personally, so I've got lots of room for my arms and laying down flat. And this is a very, quintessential yin pose, Banana Asana. I don't think it has a similar form in any other type of yoga. So here's how it goes. We're gonna have feet flat, lift your hips, and then scooch them all the way to the left side of the mat, as far as you can. Now extend that right leg to the right side of the mat. The left leg is gonna cross ankles on top. Now that left hip might be lifted, and I usually like to kind of swerve it back down and scooch over a little bit so that my hips are level. Now from here, we're gonna arch into the shape of a banana. So I'm holding with my right hand onto the left wrist. I'll pull overhead and to the right. So you feel this big wide angle all across your side body on the left side, like a right banana. And it's totally simple. It feels like maybe not much is going on. We'll hang out here for a couple minutes. Yin yoga can be done at any time of day. I do enjoy it at the end of the day myself. And no warm-up or preparation is needed because we're not working on muscle, we're working on fascia, ligaments, tendons. So you can do this totally cold, nothing necessary to get ready for yin. You can just hop right into it. This is a really nice pose to do right in your bed too, before you're winding down for bed. Breathing into the left side of the ribs. The energy behind yin is passive. It's a good practice for us living with migraine to have more ease, to have less push and urgency, and just relax into it. Let's take one more big breath into the left side of the ribs. And then exhale. We'll come back to center. Bend the knees. Get yourself neutral. And then we will switch to the other side. Lift the hips. Come over to the right as far as you can. Extend the left foot to the left side of the mat. Right crosses on top. And then if you like to roll the right hip down, go for it. And now I'm gonna grab my left hand with right wrist, no, other way. Left hand grabs right. There, I said it right. And now we're stretching the right side. relaxation and that sense of just letting everything melt into the body. Just chilling like a banana. Breathe into the sensation, noticing where it is. Might be different on this side. Let the neck and jaw be soft. Let everything be soft. Finish out one more round of breath here. And then scoot your way back to center. Let's hug knees into the chest and rock it side to side. You can hold the knees, draw little circles around one way. And then reverse. And we'll finish out with a couple minutes of Shavasana. So extending your legs wide like a starfish. So my feet are as wide as my mat, arms out. You can take your blanket under your head if that feels better. And simply let it go. Breathe in through the nose, side out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. One more, just like that. Letting all effort go now. Feel heavy. Nothing to change, nothing to fix. Simply being. You're welcome to hang out here a few more minutes or as long as you'd like. But if you are ready to move on with your day, let's slowly bend the knees and roll to one side. And then gently push up, let your head be last. Helping your head back with your hand to the forehead. Take your hands to your heart. Observe the space, the calm, the openness through your body with this calming and passive practice of Yin Yoga. I bow to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for your health. And check out the giveaway. I'll add that in the comments next. And One other sneak peek for next week. Big sale, big Yoga for Migraine sale. So don't miss it. Reach out anytime. See you guys.